their employers. We can talk to Jackie Stedman, who runs a travel agent in Berkhamsted, and to Terry George as well, who runs Mission nightclub in Leeds, as well as 2 bars and 2 hotels in the city as well. Morning to you both.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Terry George, first of all, have you still got people on furlough? How many? What's the potential cost for you?
We've probably got about 30% of our staff on furlough, and we're concerned that this is going to be something that we can't afford to pay people out of a pot that has no money coming in. We've got serious decisions to make whether we're going to keep these people or not. There's obviously going to have to let some people go and try and keep the most key people that we think we're not going to be able to replace. So it's a very trying time for us at the moment.
Yeah, so just to be clear about it, people are going to lose their jobs with you as a result of the furlough contribution having to be made.
That's actually correct, yeah. We're going to have to lose some staff, yeah.
Jackie Stedman, what position are you in?
Yeah, very similar position. We've got about 90% of our staff on furlough. The government and the restrictions that they put on travel means that as a sector like nightclubs, we are effectively still in lockdown. We've had some grants, but we've had a small restart grant, but we're not restarting. We only get paid when people actually travel. So it's really tough for us. And we've got the same decisions to make. We'll probably survive the next few months, and we will top up people's salary only up to the 80%. But then come September, we have no work for them to do.
Are there other things, Terry George, that could be done to assist you and to make sure that your business can keep going at least, and that the staff you do keep are relatively secure?
Well, I think that the most obvious thing would be to extend the furlough in its full form, because we were told that we were going to be back in June. Obviously, that's been extended a month. So the most easiest thing would just extend the furlough scheme as it was till things have got to the same speed that what they were telling us it was going to be at. That is the most obvious thing. But I can't think of anything else that could be done.
Yeah, and in that case, Jackie Stedman, it is that business, isn't it, of the link between opening up and the winding down of the furlough, and of course the dates for opening up have changed, and they certainly have with regard to travel, but the winding down dates haven't.
No, that's right. I mean, we need dedicated sector support, whether that's been furlough or whether it's the sector support. Again, like nightclubs, we are not open. We cannot trade. The government is restricting our trading. So therefore, we need financial support for our staff and also for the rates. I mean, rates are going to kick back in again too as well. So our overheads are ongoing. So we need sector support from the government.
What do you say, though, both of you? Maybe start with you, Jackie, to the argument. Well, look, this has been overall a very, very successful scheme. It was the right scheme. It was well implemented, and we can't go on doing it forever. And actually, maybe there are some sectors, possibly yours is one of them, where we do need a reduction in supply and people need to find jobs elsewhere.
Yeah, I mean, if the government is willing to sacrifice this industry employs in the UK alone over 500,000 people. They're going to hit the unemployment lines, and it's not just; it's all the chain. It's a chain supply. So it's the baggage handlers, it's the shops at the airport, it's the overseas destinations, it's the cafes, it's it's a whole chain supply that is going to be effective. This industry. So yeah.
Sorry, I think we're losing your line, Jackie Stedman. But Terry George, same thing for you, really. Is there a sense that perhaps we need, perhaps for the next few years, and we're talking later on in the programme about the possibility of further restrictions again in the winter if COVID becomes a big problem again, that actually maybe we just need less supply and fewer people working in your industry?
Well, I think like Jackie points out, people will end up back on benefits. So there's a further problem that will create. And the same answer, it's a chain supply that we have. It's not just the people that we employ, it's their families and everything else where these people go and spend their money. And the hospitality industry is huge. And of course, it's been pointed out several times by many people how important it is to the economy. And I think that, they've asked us to close our venues. They've demanded us to close our venues, in fact. And, the furlough scheme was there to support us. You can't just take it away now and expect us to stay closed because they're moving the goalposts as well. If that's the case, then let us get back on with things. Let us, trade as we should, make a less demand. Is that what you're saying? You know, have less venues, less hospitality? Well, that's not fair, is it? And that's not what it's about. You know, something else has to move, and it's not us. It's the rules that need to change.
We will put these points to the Business Secretary at 8:10. Terry George and Jackie Stedman as well. Thank you both very much.
We have already had questions in about COVID booster jabs.